Greetings, fellow 50p collectors. Oh, apologies, the other phone pinging just as we sit down to do a video. We'll ignore that. So, we have in front of us 100 capsules that arrived today. These are the capsules that take the large size 50p, so very important for the collection. And then we have all the small capsules that I don't use anymore. These ones are the perfect size for the new 50p's. Got a couple of hundred of those I have to get rid of. But before we get into the coins that have arrived today, I've got to have a quick moan. Nothing too serious, but these people who, now normally when I complain about the roads, I'm complaining about cyclists, pedestrians and people on their horses. The three groups of people that drive me absolutely nuts when I'm trying to go about my business and get a day's work done. However, today took the biscuit, literally. I was up and down the M32 motorway, and it's unbelievable how many people sit in the middle lane of a motorway, hogging the middle lane. These selfish, self-entitled pricks who seem to find it acceptable. They drive in the second or third lane of the motorway at 50 miles an hour. When you go past them and you're giving them abuse, as I do, they look straight ahead and pretend you're not there. They're lucky I don't drive a 40-ton truck, because I would be tempted just to drive them off the road. They're so pretentious, self-centered and oblivious to what's going on around them. They cause a big tailback down the motorway because their poor standard of driving forces all the other drivers to overtake them. And of course then you have your BMW drivers who overtake on the inside, the upside, and would probably overtake you via air. If they could in their car, they would fly their BMW over the top of you. But I mean, today I counted no less than 13 different occasions when these idiots in their cars, a lot of them old people, but not being sexist, well, yes, being sexist, most of them were women, and they're all like middle-aged women that are getting on, you know, they're middle-aged to old age. They're driving a family and about up the motorway at 50 miles an hour. Drives me absolutely nuts, puts me in a really bad mood. And you flash them and they don't pull over, you know, they just ignore the full beam. You got these other idiots driving down the road with their fog lights on and there's no fog. Oh, it was a stressful day on the roads today. Managed to get about 90 miles done, and not one of them was pleasant. But anyhow, that's my rant over. So I now no longer have any time for cyclists, which I really, really hate. Pedestrians, which, God, you have to put up with the pedestrians, don't you? Horse riders, who shouldn't really be riding their horses on a public road anyway. You know, take your horse to a field and ride it in the field, and then preferably take it and have it shot, because they're not much good for anything else apart from glue. I think the French eat them. And now we've got old people, mostly women, driving their car on the motorway at 45, 50 mile an hour and getting in the way of everybody else. And that's another thing, actually. Heavy goods vehicles, the 40-ton Arctic Brigade, the so-called Knights of the Road, more like the plebs of the road, because again, these idiots think it's perfectly acceptable when their vehicle is limited to 56 miles an hour. They overtake another heavy goods vehicle, which is also limited to 56 miles an hour. Before you know it, you've gone down the motorway 7 miles before they actually manage to overtake. The driver on the inside will never ever give way. The driver on the outside will never give up and think, okay, well, I'll just slow down, I'll pull in behind this other Arctic and I'll sit up his arse for the next 20 miles down the motorway, because that's generally what they tend to do. No. Quite acceptable, pull abreast of them and then have what I call a torque race, where basically you're waiting for the first hill, and whoever has the least torque in their HGV is the one who loses out. So you got these 40-ton trucks going down the motorway, sitting in the middle lane, doing 56 mile an hour. You got grandpa behind him in his, what do they call them cars? A Honda Jizz or something, isn't it? Honda Jizz, those tiny little cars that all the old people drive. And then you got the just the idiots, the selfish pricks who drive their shitty little cars, you know, and they go into the outside lane and they overtake at 57 miles an hour. Wankers, a lot of them. Right. Anyway, not going to rant too much about that. I think I've made my feelings perfectly clear. So in front of us here tonight we have the lesser spotted Isle of Man 50p trays. So normally with the Isle of Man 50p coins we're looking at either the TT coins or we're looking at the Christmas coins. But tonight we have something a little bit different because this series of coins starts way back in the year 2000 with the Celtic Cross 50p. It covers all the Milner's Tower coins with all the different die marks. We've got a Jubilee 50p there. We're back onto the Milner's Tower. Milner's Tower, there's loads of these Milner Tower series to get. They're not too expensive. Good fun trying to find all the die marks on these coins. And then we get on to the second tray. We've got the Platinum Wedding Anniversary of the Queen and Prince Philip there. So that's an 8 coin set, finishes there. The Lockton Ram, a few other 50p's, the Cricket set of 50p's, 5 coins in that. A couple more of the Lockton Rams, and then we're on to the most recent edition that went in the red tray, which was all the different portraits of Her Majesty throughout the years, and that was a 6 coin set. So we've got new Isle of Man coins to add into the collection tonight. They're not Christmas coins and they're not TT coins. The coins we have in question are this particular set. If we go back to it, this 8 coin set. So 8 different coins here, all celebrating the Platinum Wedding of Her Majesty and Prince Philip. And we came across this little set on eBay the other day. So there we go. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth and His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh, 20th November 1947. Platinum Wedding Anniversary silver proof coin set. And this is the certificate of authenticity. So in the normal cheapness of the Westminster collection, they have literally, they've taken this to a kindergarten and they've got the kids to Pritt stick the certificate of authenticity onto the rather cheap outer cardboard sleeve that it comes in. It did suffer a little bit of damage, but I think that was when I was opening it up this morning. So if we get rid of this sleeve, which is pretty freaking nasty, I mean, we've got a nice wooden box here, so you can just get an idea of that. Scale wise, it's quite a decent box, about the same width as one of these red trays. And if we pop this open, we have the certificate of authenticity inside here. So a little bit of the normal blurb that you get about why they've decided to release these coins, a little bit about the coins, and then the more interesting bit, Isle of Man. They're 2017 coins. They're 925 silver, proof finish, diameter, obverse designer Jody Clark, etc., etc. This is issue number 104 out of an edition limit of 995. So really, in the big scheme of things, 995 sets of these coins, that's not really that many. And then on the back here we have the same as what's on the cheap paper sleeve that they put around the box. So if we pop that to the side and we have a little look in here, let's see if we can get the light on these coins a bit better. So we've got a nice silver proof coin there. We've got number 2 there, number 3, we got number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8. So 8 silver proof coins in this set. The only set of silver proof coins that beats that is the series of tall ships silver proof 50p's. There's 10 in that set, but to get an 8 coin set is quite impressive, and it's not exactly a set of coins that I would have ever purchased new, considering I'm sure the Westminster collection, 8 of these at probably what, 60 quid each. So this was probably somewhere in the region of £500 whenever it was released. And to be honest, I don't really find anything interesting about these 50p's. The designs are a bit boring, not really interested in the design of it. Standard sort of Isle of Man portrait there on the obverse for 2017. But I mean, it's just quite boring, you know, the platinum wedding anniversary. Ooh, yawn, go to sleep. And then 8 different sort of pictures, but they're all the same. They've all got Her Majesty and the Duke, Prince Philip in one sort of position or another on them. So whilst I bought the circulating set of coins to put in the red tray in the date run, I would never have considered actually going out of my way to purchase this as a silver proof set. But the opportunity came along the other night. I was having a look through eBay, and I was just looking at normal Isle of Man coins, as you do. I don't always just focus on the Christmas and TT coins, but well, they do take up a lot of my time. But anyway, came across this 8 coin set, and I was quite surprised because the bidding for this set of coins was at £35. So I kept an eye on it and did one of my last minute snatches. So I thought to myself, not much interested in this set of coins. I wonder what the highest bid's going to go to. So I put in a maximum bid of £70, you know, extravagant. There was a tenner to pay on postage as well for the special delivery postage. So I thought, well, if I get it, you know, I get it. It's cost 80 quid. 80 quid for 10 silver proof coins isn't so bad. Well, quite surprised when I put my bid in with 2 seconds to go and got the message back to say you've won this auction. And the amount that I ended up paying for this set of coins was £64.13. So I think for £64.13 for 8 silver proof coins, I think that's a right bargain. So this is what I've added into the collection today, and the only issue I really have now is that on these shelves I have absolutely no space to put these coins. So it may be getting to the point now where I have to buy another white cabinet and spread the collection out over 4 cabinets instead of 3, because having a look at these cabinets, there's literally nowhere that I can squeeze these in and make them fit. So at the minute they're gonna just stay on the floor probably, and maybe a trip to IKEA this weekend, if of course I can get to IKEA without all the old bastards, the cyclists, pedestrians and old people in their Honda Jazzes driving about doing nothing. I mean, most of the people driving about during the day aren't working. They're like unemployed people, they're old people. They should be forced to stay indoors. You know, the only people who should be allowed to be out in the roads from say 7 in the morning to 7 at night should be working people. Anything else, you should be in curfew, you should be in the house, you shouldn't be out on your horse, your bicycle, you shouldn't be walking the streets. And I'd get rid of buses as well, because buses hold up the traffic, and it annoys me that people who get buses get preference over car users. You know, they got special bus lanes, they got this, they get cheap fares. Ludicrous. I would get rid of every single bus, and if you can't afford a car, then you just have to walk, or at a push you might be able to get one of those red electric scooters that they use in Bristol, so long as you stay out of my way on it, because God, I would love to have a tank, and just a tank and no comeback. You know, if you hit a cyclist you wouldn't get in trouble. In fact, you could keep a score. Anyway, I digress. So nice 8 coin silver proof set to join the collection tonight, along with another 100 capsules. And at some point I'm probably gonna I don't know, have to try and sell these capsules because I must have well over 200 of them now to get rid of. But anyway, that's it. Bit of a rant tonight, bit of a longer video. You know, I don't usually rant, so something a little bit out of the ordinary for you guys. Leave a comment below. What did you think of this silver-proof set for the grand price of £64, 13p, and a tenner postage as well? I thought that's got to be a real bargain. I was well chuffed to get it. I was well surprised to get it as well. But very nice, very happy with it. We'll find somewhere to get this in. That's it for this video. Peace and love. Coin Snatcher out.